You are listening to the Savage FINcast Retro, Episode 16, Freak Force 3 and 4.
Chicago. A criminal mastermind called Overlord held our city in his terrifying grip. Ordinary cops were losing the battle against Overlord's super freaks and mutants. Then, a miracle happened. When I found him, he had no memory of his past. I helped him find an identity and a life. Now we have a fighting chance. Now we have the dragon.
This is the Savage FINcast. The FINcast that is very reminiscent of John Byrne back when he was good.
When was that?
I'm Raven Perez.
I'm Jim Purcell.
I'm Craig Olsen.
And you're listening to the Savage FINcast Retro. It's the episodes where we take a look back at the past. We look at Savage Dragon issues from the past, and even Savage Dragon adjacent series, such as Freak Force, which we're taking a look at today. We've been taking this tour de force through this fresh for me and Jim. Craig's an old head. He read all this. But it's pretty cool to go back through this stuff with you guys. I love it. For me, it's like the first time for seeing a lot of stuff. It's hitting me fresh. And Jim, you're doing that fresh thing too, right?
Yep, I've never read this before.
Beautiful. And for Craig, it's just a trip down memory lane. So what we got today, Jim?
Now we got Freak Force issue number 3 and Freak Force issue number 4.
Beautiful, and I got to warn you guys, for readers with delicate sensibilities, I'm going to beat this up a little bit.
Beat it up.
Because I'm
Beat him up, guy.
about to beat it up. Because the thing is that, like, okay, I love Freak Force. I have no problems, no qualms with Freak Force. I have no qualms, really, with the creative team, even. However, we just got done doing a FINcast Retro about 2 extraordinary Savage Dragon issues that stand the test of time. So it's kind of hard for me when I look back at things that feel very much dated and like they don't have that Larson quality, even right down to like coloring errors on the cover. I mean, Mighty Man's cape on Freak Force number 3, not colored right. Look at his armpit. That's a little chunk of cape, not colored. Look above his wrist. Also the same little chunk of cape, not colored.
Wait. What are you talking about, man?
Mighty Man.
I'm looking at Mighty Man. What's going on?
On the cover.
Yep.
Look at his armpit.
Okay.
You see that little chunk of uncolored cape?
Oh, it's background. I see what you're saying. There was supposed to be cape color there.
And look above his wrist.
Yep. There's
Strike
more
2.
trim there. That is not whoosh lines. That's trim.
That's
You're
trim of
tough,
cape.
man.
Look down at Barbaric's ear.
That's just covered by his hair.
No, it's blonde ear. They have colored his ear blonde.
No,
I'm
there's light shining through. You can see the shape.
No.
Okay, Raven, you win.
Yeah, this is not good. So the thing is that, like, for me, get ready. I'm just saying, buckle up. I'm just going to be a little honest. Because there is the timeless, amazing issues that we've been reading. And I'm willing to say this. I actually hope to be super duper wrong. I'm not going to come into this, like, shitty style, like, just with a closed mind. Because I actually did like Freak Force 1 and 2. I actually really liked those. Those were, like, super good. To me, I was like, well, this is cool. I could see where this would be the hotness. 4 is, like, it gets heated back up. But 3, I was, like, pretty cold on. So let's get right into it, starting with the...
I know why things look like shit to you. Well, maybe,
Why's that?
Maybe not. No, maybe not.
What's your guess?
Well, I'm not a big fan of the inking in these issues.
Agreed.
The inking's not great.
The inking changed.
I wanted to double check that. I knew that in Freak Force issue number 1, it was inked by Carl Story, who is like one of the legendary inkers of comics.
Right.
But it turns out Miller started actually with issue 2.
Right.
So issue 2, I don't recall being as rough as this.
It's weird, dude. There's weird things. I think the inking is hurt. I think the inking's hurting it. And
Mike Miller he went on to draw that Red Horizon.
Yeah, he's Mike.
Awful.
He's Mike S. Miller, right? So it's he's always been a bit.
And he's like a comic skater guy now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He
shits
he's
on
not really
Eric.
worth talking about as a
Right.
creator because
He badmouths Eric big time now.
I bet
Well,
he does.
I mean, the thing is that like even without that, like this is clearly he's hindering this book. Like the first 2 issues, I didn't have problems with stuff I have problems with in this stuff.
Yeah.
And so, we'll just get into it. I don't love Nuke Rage's dialogue.
Well, that you're not supposed to. It's a joke.
Okay.
It's a gag. This whole team
Okay.
is a gag.
The throwaways.
These throwaways.
They're throwaways.
Yeah.
So the joke is that they are all replacement Fantastic Four members.
Yeah.
Nuke Rage is Luke Cage. That's why he talks the way he does.
Okay.
And then the chick with the hair is Medusa.
Okay.
And the one who is like
Rock Lady.
yeah, that is Sharon Ventura when she was She-Thing.
Okay.
And then the Hubert guy is Herbie, the robot.
Wow, dude. Okay, so even understanding the joke. See, okay, so what's so funny is in the earlier FinCast, I was kind of alluding to this. Such a product of its time. You don't want to make references to things that can't stand later as things that are just funny on their own.
Right.
And so for a guy who has no reference, no frame of reference, all I see is a team of very ugly, lame-looking lame asses.
Yes.
And they're named the Throwaway, so it's funny. I get it. They are throwaway. Like, I actually can appreciate that. But it's like you can make throwaway guys that are not so goddamn terrible. Like, these are just terrible, dude.
Like the Herbie or the Hubert guy. Like, couldn't they just make like a badass robot and call him Hubert?
Right. Right, like why is he a guy? Look with a top body. If you guys are old enough to remember Spinges, do you remember? No. Like he looks like you could just like
Raven,
load him in your.
I can tell you without any doubt, I have no fucking idea what Spinges are.
So, for those who may not know, for the younger audience, you may see an anime series called Beyblade where you fight tops, and people are like,
my son has
so
those.
Cool, man, these tops fight. Well, it's not truly original because in the 80s you had Spinges, which were little tops but with a little plastic ninja on top, and you load it and you'd fight them. They'd spin towards each other and fight. And what's funny is, Google this, dear listener, Herbie looks like a Spinja, but the worst Spinja you ever saw.
Hubert,
yes. Thank you. Yeah. So right off the bat, number 3 is just not landing with me. I don't get the joke. I can appreciate actually that it was a funny pot shot. Who was doing that Fantastic Four?
I'm pretty sure it's not specifically John Byrne, although I'm sure John Byrne contributed to some of them.
No, like Herbie the robot was just for the cartoon because they didn't have the rights to Human Torch.
No, that was more complicated than that. So you want to hear how stupid that actually was? It wasn't that they didn't have the rights to Human Torch. It's that the television producers didn't want children setting themselves on fire and jumping out of windows, so they had to replace Human Torch with a robot friend.
I don't know about that. You might want to check your sources.
Wow.
I'm just saying. It could be, but I definitely had read that it was that the Torch was tied up in another production option, but
Well,
I don't know. You could be right.
Torch was supposed to be in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, but they wound up going with Starfire in the end. Or not Starfire, the other one. Firestar.
Yeah.
Maybe that was part of the same deal. I can't recall.
I don't know.
What I can recall is apparently Bridges is still doing this drop shadow thing in all his panels.
Which I like. It's weird, but I'm okay with it. Because he's owning his own weird, unique visual quirk. Like, that's actually one thing I'm still okay with. Like, Super Patriot down, like, he's not in the panel at all. He's, like, just off the page.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
You like that. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say I love it, but I'm just saying I'm actually okay with it because one thing I can appreciate is when an artist tries to have a visual, like, hook of some kind.
Right.
And, man, I'd never seen anybody do this before Vic Bridges, and, like, he's owning it, so good for him.
It just seems so unnecessary.
Get a load of, like, so people, like, shit on Eric's cars, but get a load of, like, Vic Bridges cars, bro. They're like cuboid discs. They look like Altoid tins. And what's crazy about this double page spread where they have the losers and then you have the gal like posing as a photographer.
Yeah.
And everything is so squarular from one page to the left. The jaws, the human faces, the camera, the cars. Like, it is so goddamn squarular. There's squarular angles.
Squarular.
Yeah, it's a bit Kirby-esque.
Is it?
I don't know. When I think of Kirby, I think of squares.
I don't. I think of big, bold, black lines. I don't think of squarular. That chick's jaw.
I love the panel, like, where Freak Force, like, the aerial shot of them just after they've mopped up the Throwaways. Mm-hmm. And the Throwaways just look like they're all dead.
Yeah, dude.
Except for Hubert there. They all look dead.
And what's funny is even like Freak Force is like, these guys fucking suck. And like, look at them. They were so easy to beat. I don't even need a shower. I was like, this is a waste of pages, dude. You could have had cool characters. Like, ooh. I do like the sequence. I appreciate actually the character building. I have no problems with Dr. Nirvana's daughter here. Like, I think
Sivana.
Is it Sylvana?
Sivana for
No, Sylvana is Billy Batson's enemy. Nirvana is this one.
I like this chick.
No, is it? Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm pretty sure
right,
Nirvana.
Yeah, you're right. I got
it.
it mixed up. Savannah is Captain Marvel.
Right.
Is this Chelsea Nirvana?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
I love this actually. Blowing up the purse snatcher.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like, I have no problems with her at all.
Yeah, she's got a little earring.
Yeah. I hope this incident taught you a value. I also think okay. What's so weird is, like, I love Lobo, and so I love, like, Keith Giffen humor is funny. It lands with me.
Right.
But, like, man, there's some duds, dude. There's some jokes
Yeah,
that do not land.
I forgot this is a Keith Giffen joint. So there is a... So he must have been the one to come up with the throwaway concept. As, you know, he's credited as the plotter.
According to the letters page, which again, love the letters on this,
Dude,
so good.
Look at the back
says,
page. Look at the back page. It shows Keith Giffen's thumbnails.
Right. Well,
and you can see it compared to the actual art, and it's like, I would much rather see these thumbnails.
Well, fucking hell, Keith Giffen's one of the greatest ever, and yeah, absolutely. Keith Giffen was drawing this; it'd be fucking stupendous. I don't know how you look at Keith Giffen, his layouts, because the way he plots stuff, he does the full page plot drawing. How you can not look at that and go, man, I should just like trace the shit out of this.
I'll tell you, when we get to the page, I think it's page 15 and 16, I want you guys to flip back and compare it to the thumbnails that Keith provided.
Okay.
And you're like, why didn't...
dude.
Like Jim said, why didn't he just copy this?
Right. Yeah.
Don't make it your own.
Yeah, no, just go with what he gave you.
If it's better.
Yeah. I love, actually, you know, in an issue of me being pissy, I actually love the coloring, because even the coloring is shabby on some of this, but I love the coloring on the little green monitors, and I love this sequence where she goes to bring back, so her machine is for, like, duplicating people from just a photo, which is kind of awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of sweet. And she goes to do Super Patriot, but, like, he's just like a fucking torso.
Yeah, he's still mangled. It's strange because
it's creepy.
Somehow the photo gets genetic memory, but it also remembers like he's missing his torso, missing his arms and legs and face.
Well, she explains it can't do, the machine can't do anything except organic material. So,
which is funny. Go ahead, sorry.
No, sorry about that. It gets everything that's flesh, but it just can't do his arms and shit.
Right.
Which is funny, though, because they're still trying to, like, figure out Super Patriot, because at this point we haven't seen Super Patriot without his mask on.
Right.
And, you know, if you look at her, like, photo regeneration machine, it makes it look like he's got no bottom face, or half a face is missing.
Well, his skin is stripped off. You see his skull.
Yeah.
But we know,
right.
Craig's
but
right, we know later he has a face.
Is fine.
It's true.
His only thing that looks messed up on him is his eyes.
Right.
I do want to jump out of sequence just a tiny bit to say that somebody asks Eric in the next issue what was up with all the random numbers. And he says, it's just gibberish made to cover up nudity. So I wonder, on the original page of this, did Vic draw Super Patriot's cock?
Oh, no. I see.
There's no way, right?
Those boxes were drawn in.
Especially since Mako ate it.
Well, did Mako eat
it? Actually, we know he didn't because he has kids later.
Well,
right.
So that's the thing, though, is like Eric says the boxes were put in to cover up nudity, and it's like, okay, well, it's over his cock. So, like, was that to cover? Did Vic draw Super Patriot's dong?
I think if the box wasn't there, he would have had to have drawn the dong. It's the other way around.
Yeah, but he wouldn't. That's why he put the box there. It's just strategically placed.
Yeah.
It's funny, dudes. It's funny when you think about it. But she's cool. I love her. I think this whole machine, a camera that can duplicate someone. I mean, goddamn, dude, if that is a toy that still, like, Eric would consider as part of, like, Dragon continuity, what a powerful fucking thing to have around, right? That's, like, got to be a weapon as awesome as the Power Glove or the Martian Shrinking Ray.
Dr. Nirvana is just a super genius, so he's got all these cool toys that are now gone. But
I actually love that. That is awesome. Like, that is cool as shit to me.
So we get more stuff with Mighty Man trying to get Dart and Super Patriot to understand that he's not the same man, but apparently it's really hard to do that.
I was okay with that. It seemed almost to me like another sequence that just could have been a little bit better. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why Super Patriot was so thick about this.
Yeah, like, I guess that's what I'm kind of struggling with is, like, why is he having such trouble articulating?
Yeah.
Like, just pull that Band-Aid off, bro.
I guess he's trying to, like, tell him without revealing his secret identity. I guess. I don't know.
You can just say, dude, I inherited these powers. I'm not the guy you remember, Johnny. Calm your tits.
Johnny,
you fucking dick. You're such a dick,
looks like
Johnny.
Super Patriot has got little ballerina slippers in that scene.
Who does?
One with his little leg.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Super Patriot's foot. It's a total ballerina slipper. I think there's weird use of silhouette, too. And unfortunately, I was just praising the drop shadows. I was like, it's cool. It's Vic's thing. But I think where the drop shadow runs afoul is it creates weird moments like when Super Patriot's leg is in the foreground in shadow, but then also you've got the drop shadow of the panel.
Yeah. Right. And then if you look at the panel right next to it, you see part of Mighty Man's cape kind of poking out.
Correct.
But it's in shadow because in the border. There's weird stuff like that abound.
Yeah. It's like, is it in the foreground or is it in the background?
It's a little weird. Don't hate it. Don't love it. Just saying it's a little weird.
And he's still going with the crazy pictures in the background. He's got like those like willow.
They're pussy willows.
What's her name?
I didn't want to say it. God damn it.
What's Anne's friend's name? Gertrude? No. What's her name? I forget.
Oh shoot.
We'll buy you time while you look it up. Because I'm going to say that I don't love how damn empty that fucking office is.
Yeah, they just moved in.
Oh, well, okay. I'll excuse it. Actually, you know what? If that's fine. If you can come up with any plausible reason why it would be that empty, sure. I'm okay with it.
They haven't accumulated the junk yet.
I do like Dart. I do like the way Vic does most of the Freak Force. I hate Mighty Man's bangs.
Yeah.
I'm the one eye. It's like, stop.
Oh, he's so cool. Look how cool that bang is.
I don't love it.
I don't know. I actually don't really care for the way he draws Dart in general. He does because he makes her look so thick when she's supposed to be like an agility character.
Jim, I got no problem with how thick he makes her.
Yeah.
No, I get.
I mean more in the jawline.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, what's funny is the letters are eating poor Vic up.
Sorry, Vic.
Yeah, no, the letters are eating poor Vic up about like his way he draws ladies, and I'll say that like definitely, like it's a thing where he gives his ladies big jaws, and I don't know, it's actually like just a cliche of art that you don't generally do that. Of course, whatever. I think it's like fine. It gets okay, but
well, it's weird because I don't hate it on Rapture. I actually think his Rapture is really good.
I think
his Rapture's too thin.
Yeah, I think she could look more like ethnic. I think she looks like a white woman colored black. Like, I don't think she has good enough like features.
I guess there's that. Yeah.
I'm not picking on it in any kind of like social way. I'm just saying it's like not a drawing I like, because Eric goes to the pains to make people like match their ethnicity,
right? And
like it just doesn't look like it matches. But
Phyllis Dieter, it's the chick's name. Phyllis, right?
Phyllis, you know what, dude? That's the character who I will know. That's like, okay, that's Anne's roommate that wants to bone her.
Yeah, her girlfriend. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. These two barbarics are awesome. I'm just saying, I dig it.
What's worse than one barbaric? Two more.
Two morons driving her crazy.
Did you guys hear their dialogue as she told you to shut up, barbaric?
Like Arachnid from the cartoon.
She told you to shut up. Didn't I? Did so. I also like, and I think Vic does a really good job actually, when Mighty Man is born.
Yep.
The I am born, it's creepy.
Oh yeah.
I think it's really cool. I think he did actually a really good job on that.
But then he turns right around and destroys all the equipment with the two barbarics. You almost feel like it was intentional. Like he doesn't want any more copies of himself.
Could be.
This is where you guys should take a look at these pages and flip back at the thumbnails and see the big difference.
So what pages are we talking about here?
So you start on the page where I am born,
okay,
and the page after. And then go to the back of the book.
Oh, you're right.
Before the Supreme ad.
Oh, yeah, dude. He should have just copied Giffen's thumbs. Oh, yeah. Like, it's from immediately. Like, the way he's emerging from the machine and the Grar panel with the close-up on the eye.
How do you not do the kicking the Mighty Man in the balls panel?
Can I tell you?
I love the note on that. It says, I know, but I couldn't resist. Just have her beating on his chest. But he didn't even do that. She's pulling his hair.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And you know what? I'm sorry, but like, dude, the ball kicking would have sold the shit out of that scene.
Right. Plus, Mighty Man is like, it would be like kicking like steel or something like that, probably.
Right.
Like,
dude, that's why it's so good. It's so funny, but also too, he's like, it's not going to bother him.
Is it weird that I read that ooh page like she wants to fuck him?
It is weird. I didn't get that at all.
Yeah.
Like she's so cross with him that she wants to fuck him.
That sounds like your naughty little fantasy. Ooh, you're gonna get it.
Ooh, you're all dirty. Got my lab dirty.
Well, everyone is naked.
That's true.
I'm gonna lift
and
your
Mighty
bangs. Yeah, again, can you imagine just two barbaric dongs?
That's funny. I mean, if this was like done by Eric, they would have just been created with costumes on.
That's true.
Well, remember, it can't make inorganics, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
So they have to be created naked.
God,
it's Terminator rules.
Yeah.
I cannot handle Vic Bridges' Savage Dragon.
Me either.
I cannot.
Bro, no one on earth holds a cup of coffee like that.
His tiny, tiny hands.
I know, dude. I'm very sad about it. I don't like listen, can I say that I do not like being a dick about this kind of thing? But that is not a good dragon.
No. Not even his proportions are right. Like, you would think that Eric would be like, hey, we got to redraw
and
this.
It's weird, too, because he draws a perfectly reasonable barbaric. He knows how to draw big dudes. Or muscly dudes with big hands.
I'm so surprised that Eric didn't just kind of give him, like, a lesson or something.
A lesson? So mean. Listen, kid, time to give you a lesson.
Well, just like some kind of specs or something.
A style
like that.
guide. I mean, is what you're saying.
He did a style guide for what's his name?
Mike Allred, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's being rude. It's just like, hey, like we've got to be consistent on this guy.
It's keeping it on model, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But, geez, man, you know. Again, you talk about comedy not landing, like Ricochet asking Dragon if he tans.
Oh,
I'm just like, ugh. It's just bad, dude. And, like, okay, so then we're looking at, like, these guys, and I think, like, again, you've got, like, they went to pretty good lengths to make these barbarics not look like barbaric. So it's like, okay, that's cool. But then, like, Mighty Man, if you're going to give us an evil Mighty Man, like, make that costume, like, black or something like that. Make it look, like, cool. And then Ricochet, goddamn, they didn't do hardly anything for her.
Yeah, don't worry about her.
No, I actually like Ricochet's. Her mask looks cool. She looks evil.
They could have done so much more, dude. You're going to make an evil bouncy person. They better have spikes on them.
Marvel did that. It didn't work out.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, that was penance.
Yeah.
When Speedball became evil.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah. I don't make this stuff up. I don't have to. Because it's real.
Oh. God damn, it's bad. Look at these
Barbaric looks like he's on American Gladiators.
I know, dude. Why? Okay, so I do have to say, like, why patriotic? Why is he in patriotic?
It's like a theme in Savage Dragon.
Because
patriotic.
It was the only
costumes.
leotard they could find in his size.
Well, look at these square cars. It's just like, look at the square car in the patriotic barbaric's left hand.
Yep.
Bro, that is just so boxy. Look at the tire coming off. It's a square.
I don't understand what's going on in that picture.
All right.
Like, what's in front of them?
Evil Mighty Man's throwing, like, a chunk of road, maybe? It's hard to understand what's
is that what that is?
It's got bricks
It's like
in it, so
road
it's like
brick?
part of a building.
But Craig is right that it creates visual confusion.
Yep.
And the coloring's not helping. Again, this is a thing where the coloring is kind of hurting, like, the clarity of what's happening. And again, this is another thing where the weird panel experiments are actually kind of creating a little visual confusion. Like, there's fire, but it's like in front of the panel, but also behind the panel. And I mean, I get it. They're emerging to, like, be super badass and chaotic. But, like, man, there's readability issues on this page. It's kind of like Craig said, like, it's amazing that Eric wouldn't jump in and be like, dude, you know, there's some tangents going on here that, like, this is kind of a hard read. And people, like, a lot of the letters are, like, shitting on Vic. So this is why I don't feel good about this. Like, I don't like to shit on artists. And I would like to say that I'm not shitting on Vic. Like, I actually like Freak Force 1 and 2 a lot. And even just looking at some of the later issues, I can tell, like, obviously it gets very, like, kick-ass. There's awesome stuff ahead. But also, too, I mean, when I see stuff that, like, I got to stare at it for a minute, like, it's not clear. It's like,
Yeah, this is definitely one of the weaker issues.
It's rough. Plus, okay, how do you not fucking call these guys Freak Farce?
That's actually pretty good.
You know what I'm saying? Right? Freak Farce, right?
Freak farts?
I think that Giffen does a really good job. Oh, by the way, like when I talk about dated things like "oh lordy" and "poop,"
Yeah.
that's just weird and dated. Is "oh lordy" like you see a fucking gas main explode and you say "oh lordy," you're not gonna say "oh lordy." That's all. But like I think that to be like not all critical, I think that like there is a really good job done of making these guys like fucking weird and evil. Like fucking Ricochet gets killed and like they just don't even give a fuck.
And one of them just starts collecting the skulls of the cops.
Yeah, they're really creepy.
They show Ricochet's face. It's like, what?
Yeah. Just fucking gore, dude.
Burnt up. I like the page with the gas main explosion. I think that was kind of cool, and the coloring was done really well.
Yep.
I agree.
The clouds look really cool.
Yep. Totally agree.
I think
it is kind of cool that they have two barbarics. You know, they could have just went with one.
I mean, you're doing clones. Like, why limit yourself? I did actually like that too.
I think the main reason that evil Mighty Man here has to look a bit like Mighty Man is so they can do that confusion angle here at the end.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. Yep. As long as there's a story reason for it, I never have a problem. Yep, you're right. You're 100% right.
Barbaric collecting the skulls. The skulls are all like clean, yeah. Completely clean, polished.
That's what fire does. It polishes your skulls.
Yeah, I think again, like this is my criticism with Rapture. Like, just look at Rapture's face. There's no ethnicity there. That could be Dart. That's all I'm saying. It's not like if you change the coloring, it'd be no different. Yeah, man, it's fine. Again, like I'm not going to be shitty forever, and in fact, I do think the action immediately picks up in the next issue.
Yep.
So I just wanted to say though that. Yeah, this was definitely had issues. And I struggled. I was like, oof.
Hey guys.
Mm-hmm.
Vanguard next issue.
I'm stoked. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. Like it's good.
So apparently this Supreme guy in the back here.
I love these old ads, just the snapshot.
That's why we talk about him.
Supreme.
Yeah, Supreme with Thor's hammer at his side. Badass, dude.
The Liquefier returns in Shadowhawk 3 number 4. Man, the numbering on Shadowhawk has always been the weird part to me.
Shadowhawk 3 number 4.
Shadowhawk
number
11 of the saga.
Very, very confusing.
So clear. The clarity couldn't be clearer.
The Pact. The famous 90s mouth spittle.
I'm coming at you like a freight train, Craig.
That's such a cheesy line.
Yep.
So 90s.
Pitt's got a dad?
Daddy dearest. It's crazy how good Del Keown's work looks right there.
He's great. He's a really good artist, honestly.
And then
yeah,
they just throw another...
I love this.
Go ahead.
I love this page. No, I'm just saying. What are you going to say?
I was just going to say, they just throw another page of the issue right in the middle of the ads pages.
I loved it. As hard as I was on this issue, I love that, dude.
Yeah, I love it. It's a story device. I mean, it's like the epilogue, kind of.
Yeah,
like
it's just kind of in a weird place.
They
threw it instead of right after the letters pages. They waited until you're halfway through the ads.
It's on the very last page, really, pretty much, right?
It created that post-credits scene feeling.
Yep, exactly.
This actually feels more like a Keith Giffen gag. Because Keith Giffen does stuff like this all the time with, like, you take one panel and you repeat it over and over again with different dialogue.
It works here, man.
So he basically slept through the whole fight.
Yeah.
In a room with another picture of daisies this time.
And it's extra funny because, like, again, like, he is so a part of that since there's, like, fucking two barbarics. Like, you would think that there would be some kind of, like, oh shit, these guys are ruining my name. It's like, nah, he's just asleep.
So, what's up with the Savage Dragon versus Super Patriot ad? I'm pretty sure the Super Patriot drawing is Dave Johnson from the miniseries. What the hell is the dragon from?
Isn't that from...
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know, like the slices on his face make me think like Hellraiser.
Yeah, but I don't remember this from when we read that issue.
No, I don't think it's from the issue.
Maybe this one's new. Weird.
I think I don't know. It's from something.
I will say that isn't it like so much better to your modern eye to not have the word "the" in front of Savage Dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll keep happening for a while yet. That doesn't get
Look
changed.
at it all little up there. The Savage Dragon.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't go away until after the Savage She-Dragon era. Also,
eventually on the cover it just disappears.
Also, I'm only now just realizing that they're called the New Men because New Men is... Because if you turn the logo upside down, it still says New Men. Well, not really.
Newman.
I don't know.
Is that why they're called New Men?
No,
because it can be
because men backwards is also new. Or maybe men.
But ends don't flip. No.
I don't know. I just really hate this logo.
Men.
Yeah, I hate it too. I hate this team.
Hate this team.
Like, look at like this
is not interesting at all to me. It's like
yeah, like it's bad. Like, look at their shitty like hawk guy, and like you've got a Yeti, but like he doesn't even look cool. He's got like weird like old man whiskers coming off his face.
I mean, they're going for an X-Men, like extreme X-Men thing where you got like Angel and Beast and like Cannonball, I guess.
And weird chick with crazy fake hooters that look like aspirin or something.
Yeah, they look M&Ms.
M&Ms.
He said aspirin. Nailed it. Yeah, it's rough, dude. Like, look at the shading on the hooters, though. Like, he got it. Like, just two little boob shadows. Oh, Jesus. It's rough, dude. This New Man.
I just realized that guy's teleporting. It was, like, hard for me to tell. We're going to give this guy a purple costume with brown feathers. That will look great.
Yeah, dude. It's rough. And you know what's cool is when only your bottom jaw shows. Just like a big flat surface so you can't see any nose features, and then just your jaw. Woof. So
Extreme
those were the
prejudice.
other throwaways. Throwaways on the front, throwaways on the back.
Extreme prejudice.
Freak Force number 9 featuring Vanguard. I loved this issue compared to the last one, but I am going to beat up what I'm going to beat up. And there is a huge coloring error on the cover of this one. Look at goddamn Barbaric's hair.
Oh, okay. You want to know what? You want to, why I gave that a pass?
Why?
I thought it was this on this cover specifically. I thought he was like supposed to be all burnt up.
Yeah, isn't that what he is?
Nope.
What's wrong with it?
I think
go back and read the issue.
Well, no. We can't go by the contents of the issue because covers are non-canon to continuity.
Bro, he's got hair in this issue.
Yeah, I see it now. It should have been
yellow.
Gold, yeah.
Yeah, his hair never gets burned off.
But I mean,
it's fine though. It works for me, but
because you see, like his skin is all pebbly, like it's all burnt up. That's why. Well, here's the crazy thing. Okay, let me explain this real quick. I never realized there was an evil version of the team because
what
you don't see them on the cover of the first part of the story, and on this part of the story they're so obscured because of the burned look and the back of Evil Mighty Man's back and the other Barbaric being in shadow. I just thought they were rando dudes.
Oh yeah, nope, that's a coloring mistake from hell.
If he was blonde, it might have made more sense.
Also, the world's littlest Vanguard.
He's very squeezed in. They had to move the image logo because of how squeezed in he was.
I like how Dart's going to throw a dart from a foot away.
Yeah, dude.
That's what you do.
It's It's like, no, I don't
Just
want
use it.
So speaking of
Stab
things that
someone.
haven't aged great, if you look on the credits page, Josh Eichhorn gets a...
Yeah, dude.
He's an intense gun-toting loner desperately searching for the perfect high tower of which to pick off complete
Oh,
strangers.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that seems a little timely. I could have swore like Clock Tower Snipers was like a problem in 1994.
Previously, he was a disgruntled postal worker.
Very timely.
Thinking the
Remember
one
when
was
going postal was a
welfare
thing?
mother.
Yeah, going postal. Like the last issue, it just kind of seems like they were like, hey, let's just joke about tragedy.
Savage Dragon 8 or 9, he's called welfare mother.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah,
You know
dude,
what pisses me off more about this first page? Not just how skinny Vanguard is.
how squarular that car is?
No. Well, it is squarular, but it's how... Wait a minute. Are these videotapes or these comic books?
They're meant to be. He's supposed to be
No.
in a CD and tapes thing.
Because I was going to say these comic books look too narrow, but now I don't think...
No, it's CDs.
Now I'm pretty sure they're CDs. Because back in the 90s, CDs came in tall cases for some reason.
Yep. Well, it was for because they were on the same racks as
Vinyl. I see.
So it was kind of keep them up high,
Ah.
so you could flip through them.
Again, product of the time.
It's okay though, because it's all Savage Dragon ages in real time. So
Yes.
You're correct. Guys, again,
That car.
Look at the squarular cars when Vanguard is flying away.
look at the one in the very first panel.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like when you flip the page, look how square it's top down, like straight down, like a microscope looking at a petri dish.
Yep.
And also too, what is up with Van's dialogue? It's miss most of the time here. Up and away. Up.
Well,
Which is a
actually,
Superman thing,
actually,
so
that's
that's
funny
okay.
because Vanguard is supposed to be what if Superman but more alien.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another sequence later though where he's like, yikes, ow, yay, and then he's like, just kidding, yeehaw. I'm like, what?
I don't know.
He watches way too much TV
Yeah.
on the satellite, so that's part of his thing.
Yeah, that actually does sound kind of like Vanguard to me, or at least early Vanguard, where he was like the TV addicted.
I'll accept it.
He's like a young dude that's just into like American culture.
Although Wally's generally a little bit more of that than Van, so it is a little bit too much here. But that isn't out of character for him. He's kind of a goofball.
I'm okay.
I always did like how Eric did like Chicago, where there's freaks everywhere and it's not that big a deal. Like it's still a little off-putting to see someone like Vanguard, but people aren't completely freaking out.
Right.
Yeah, like the woman looking at Van as he holds the frozen snot.
I don't know. I always got the impression that if you were a freak in Chicago, the cops were always either after you or the vicious circle was trying to recruit you or kill you.
Right.
I think Evil Mighty Man is very creepy. When he's talking about, shall I rip her in half slowly? I was like, oh, dude, that's good.
Make
That's
a
good
wish.
stuff. Yeah. Very good.
I do like how they have all the Chicago cops kind of like all dressed up like SWAT guys, which seems like it would fit more if there were Freak Force, Vicious Circle guys everywhere, and all these like superheroes, supervillains. Whereas in Dragon, they're just like always regular cops.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah. Like we talked about like how funny it was in recent Dragon issues that like the Canadian cops seem better prepared for the Vicious Circle than like fucking Chicago PD.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is kind of cool to see him dressed in like SWAT gear. I also feel like Vic's trying with the women. I mean, I do think he's trying.
Yeah. Well,
Like I think his Rapture and his Dart both are much like, I can see effort in this issue.
Yeah, and I wonder how much it is the inker too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude, definitely. Because again, Freak Force 1 and 2, it wasn't as bad as this. So definitely,
no,
it's the inker.
it felt tighter. It definitely something has changed. Either someone's process has changed.
It's the inker.
Yeah, but the inker changed in issue number 2.
Oh,
Carl Story only did issue number 1. Issue number 2 is Mike Miller, as well.
I get you, dog.
So I love the fact that Dart goes one-on-one with his evil Mighty Man.
Same, dude.
It's fucking badass.
Yep. I love that she's like, what are you talking about? And like Dart's just like, man, fuck it. It just goes. I'm like, oh, that's good, dude. I also love the Chelsea's like characterization where like she's not just like fucking like, oh yeah, my plan. She's gonna go revel in the emergency room carnage. I was like, oh, that's good, dude. That's good characterization. That like paints her as appropriately nuts.
She is. She's absolutely out of her mind.
So good. And honestly, like a fantastic villain. Like stole the show in 3 and is honestly stealing the show here in 4 too, a lot.
Yeah. You got to think she was brought up by Mighty Man's, greatest villain. So she's been around wacky stuff her whole life. So she's definitely like super evil.
I love it. I think she's a fantastic character. I also always like seeing Van blast people with the boot. That's cool.
Yeah. So that is cool to see, even if Van looks a little skinny.
Yeah, there's some like just awkwardness.
And again, why is he so skinny? Bridges clearly can draw big dudes. He draws barbarics.
Yeah, it was a weird choice.
But also remember, like, this is the same time that the Vanguard series is going on, and they haven't even nailed that character down in the Vanguard series.
Very true.
So he's all over the place. He's skinny. He's big. He's skinny.
True.
His proportions don't really set in until Eric starts drawing him a lot more.
That's fair. That's completely fair, dude. Again, I kind of struggle with some of the dialogue.
Well, that's Eric. He did all the scripting.
That's okay. It's just some of it, like it's just like. Like the
dumb question: Dart always had explosive darts.
Yeah.
Always. Okay. I thought that was an Allison twist.
She just didn't use them to blow up people.
Right.
But Jim, you're totally right, dude. The Dart being able to go toe to toe with Mighty Man is fucking cool. It establishes what a lot of people bag on, like people bag on Dart. Like if you don't know Dart is a badass, people bag on her. And yeah, seeing her go toe to toe with like a fucking Superman level dude is like cool as shit.
What else?
This mannequin thing is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. So
I like it.
Yeah.
The mannequin cliche.
The old let's attack a mannequin.
It is pretty crazy how quick she must change out of her uniform and put on these bike shorts.
She's a pro, Jim. She's a pro.
I like how all these guys just start turning into glue.
Yep. Glue.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
With
dude.
a big blorch.
I'm actually okay. Like I like that a lot.
Yeah, just plasma.
Bro, you know what I do not love? I don't love
What's
it.
that?
I don't love the Vulcan death grip.
Oh, it was just a joke. She didn't actually know that was going to work. I think she figured out that their molecular structure was starting to break down, so she was just basically just squeezing him in the face until he splatted.
Are you sure, Jim?
Maybe. Yes.
Are you sure that wasn't the Vulcan death grip put in the comic as a gag? I didn't like it.
I like Super Patriot grabbing Vanguard with his like long arm. He should use those powers more.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Totally agree.
He's a much cooler Mr. Fantastic doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
It is funny too that letter writers were like, "Hey Eric, please show Super Patriot's arms drawn in mid transformation." And he was like, "Yeah, you know what? Fair enough." And you actually see that immediately within like issue 9 of Savage Dragon, and in these issues too. Like you get to see the arms like transforming and stuff. So very cool.
Mm-hmm. Click clack. I miss all the click clack, click clack, click clack.
Yeah, it's cool as shit.
He doesn't do that anymore.
You get to see Barbaric sleep panels yet again. Can't lie. Didn't need
It's
a
the
second
same
dose of
exact
this.
panels, right? Is it the same exact panels?
I think so.
Yeah, didn't need a second dose. That's okay. I'm fine. Just would have maybe preferred something else.
We'll
That's all.
do a third time. It'll be funny again.
yeah.
They are identical. The coloring is slightly different, which is weird.
Craig, if you're a fan of Crazy Vic art hanging in the background, how Barbaric's close-up of daisies with a fancy gold frame.
Yeah, I mentioned that the last time.
How about his Image Eye wife beater?
It looks like this page is like, even in the last issue, were like inked and colored by someone else. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weirdly different. It's weirdly different.
I'll be honest with you. It actually kind of looks like it was inked by Eric.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Actually, I think it may even have been drawn by Eric.
I don't think so.
It doesn't look...
Well, maybe. The hands kind of look it.
What?
The hands kind of look it.
Yeah. It doesn't...
I don't know that Eric would have drawn those daisies.
Yeah,
No,
that's a good point. You're right.
Like I don't feel like, and plus that remote looks pretty boxy.
Or the eyes on the shirt.
I
He doesn't do that stuff, really.
guess not.
Bros, look at the hospital bed, just how fucking flat it is. I'm like, ooh, colorist, jump in there and do some fucking body like shadows or something. Come on.
What are you talking about?
The hospital bed, just how like flat, like you can see a little bit of his body, and then it's just like flat as shit.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a torso
It's okay.
under there.
I do the product of his time, bro. Look at how short Barbaric shorts are.
She's pretty psycho.
I love it. I love it, dude. She steals the show. Like scratching his face and shit, like just nuts. Slaps the shit out of, slaps him out of his hospital bed.
Yeah, she definitely is done with him.
It's good, dude.
She's definitely like got issues. She's definitely psychotic.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. I love it. I think she's a fucking great character. Like again, this is new for me, so it's like, dude, I can't wait to see where this crazy bitch goes.
And, and she's applying to become the new Freak Force receptionist. So she should be hanging around a lot.
Again, that was a good stinger, dude. Like, I actually am like,
Yeah.
because I wasn't expecting it. I flipped the page, I was like, oh, shit. So this, as bad and as down, like, if you're a little bummed that, like, I was super hard on 3, dude, bounced right back up with number 4. Like, this, to me, was solid as shit. Could have been solider,
Yeah.
but still pretty solid.
Any notable letters?
Eric gives another tribute to Kirby.
Yep.
I mean, it's the exact same
month.
tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, like verb it. I do think it's hilarious that the very first letter, the guy says that he liked Freak Force because there were no annoying jump cuts like in Dragon.
Weird.
Okay.
Yeah, and he begs him not to include any romance. If I wanted romance, I'd be buying Archie, not Image.
Wow.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, listen, there is so much of that. There's another one that is just it's an unbelievable letter where the guy was like, he's just like, I'm thankful that I saw the letter from the girl that liked a cartoon character, because it's been my experience that anytime guys talk about it, they have a huge list of girls they like, but whenever girls hear guys talking about it, they say gross and leave the room. And I was like, oh, dude, what a product of its time that letter was. Yeah, dude, so...
Augie DeBleek has got 2 letters. He told me he would come on to do a FINcast Retro. For the listeners, he's like Freak Force super fan and was actually in a Freak Force story.
Oh, that's cool.
Remember it was in Savage. It wasn't in the Freak Force comic. It was the backup in, was it 115?
Maybe.
No,
I think it was 115.
before
I don't
that.
remember.
Huh?
115, I think, was Rockhouse Diner. You're thinking of the Fly issue? No, wait. I don't know. My memory.
No. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those like double-sided issues.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't recall exactly which one. I just don't think it's 115.
Yep, it's 115.
Is it? Damn.
Yeah.
Is Rockhouse Diner in there too? No, that's in
Rockhouse.
You're right. I know which one that one is. That's the one with the
Yeah.
disappearing woman cover.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, so Freak Force by Mark Engler is in 115, and Augie appears as has a major role in that.
Yeah.
It's funny because he is such a huge Freak Force fan.
Yeah, he puts the band back
He writes
together,
in
but
almost
everyone's a
every issue.
fucking mess.
Yeah. And the new reality, the new
Yeah, that's right.
Savage World.
Because Freak Force never existed, so he read about the original Freak Force in Dragon's memoirs and decided to put the team together. But they were all messed up.
Like Ricochet was disgusting.
Yeah.
Bloated mess.
In the letters, Eric clarifies for a reader. They say, just out of curiosity, what does Hubert stand for? And he says, how ugly babies radically transform.
Nice. So Alan Moore wrote Violator, huh?
Yeah, kind of weird. Alan Moore is like in some early Image days, you know.
Well, I knew he wrote a lot of extreme stuff. I didn't know he wrote for McFarlane. Bart Sears drew it too. Bart Sears is a pretty good artist.
Yeah, that was really weird, but to see a guy that is like super grounded anatomy, like, you know, super grounded in like realism and reference and stuff, and then he's doing like Violator.
This was like around the time when Mark McFarlane was transitioning off Spawn, and he brought in like Neil Gaiman to come in and write some, Alan Moore, and then I think Greg Capullo was going to start taking over.
The start of the Troubles.
The start of the Troubles.
For a while, he had the other artist from like the Infinity Watch from Marvel. I forget what that
Oh,
artist
right.
was on Spawn.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. Not Starlin.
No, he actually did an issue of Megaton too, but I can't remember. Anyway,
So
$1.95, guys. Think about that.
I gotta say, this Prophet cover on the back actually looks pretty cool.
Bro, Stephen Platt is a goddamn dynamo. It's crazy because he's still making comics. He's still making comic art.
Yeah.
And he has dialed his shit back a million. And it's sad because out of all of the guys that came out of the Extreme era, I feel like he was one of the dudes that had like the most like...
Well, isn't Platt is the Pit guy, right? Or the other one?
no,
No, you're thinking Dale
that's Dale
Keown.
Keown.
Oh.
No, Platt came. He was like second wave Extreme.
Yep.
Like Extreme was already going,
Right.
and then Platt showed up on Moon Knight as like kind of an extreme riff, but he just did it as good as Liefeld was doing his version of Extreme, but in his own way, you know.
I think the thing that sets him apart is that like, and Jim, you can't tell because the printing on this ad is shitty.
Yeah.
But like, his shit is actually super tight, and like, there's just so much like detail. And what's crazy is like, as drawn and rendered as this is nothing. Like his powers are just beginning to grow.
Yeah, Liefeld sniped him from Marvel and brought him over. Like, you know, gave him like a deal he couldn't refuse or whatever for profit. I think back in the day, Liefeld was just throwing money around left and right.
Sure. Well, Platt was definitely a hell of a
Platt always
dude.
has those bullet casings everywhere too.
Those look like Band-Aids to you, Jim?
Those look like mini barrels, like so like chunky.
I like that these guns, these like extreme guns, have clips, but also ammo barrels.
Yeah, he was also one of those guys that did. Remember, we were kind of bagging on that Dutch character because he had so many like weird techno things coming out of his ears and stuff.
Sure.
Platt could pull it off, but so many people tried to copy that, and it just came off so poorly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, look at the dude that this guy is standing on.
Yeah.
Like, he looks cool as shit, and he's just a guy that's being stood on. So, like, that was the thing, is that, like, Platt was, like, if your extreme art was, like, really solid and well done, too.
And that's what I feel like, that John Cleary is kind of like the poor man's Platt, McFarlane, Liefeld.
You still bagging on Cleary?
Yeah. For the listeners, we were talking about his pinup in what was that, in Savage Dragon 8 or 9?
Yeah.
I think it was 9.
John Cleary, who would go on to draw some deadly duo.
Does your guys' comic have this Strike Force ad in it?
Yeah, I think we've seen it in a previous Savage Dragon issue.
Strike Force takes on Stormwatch.
Well, I just want to say that, like I've said before, that I love the dude with the, like, 3 arms on one side of his body.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Jim always bags on it because the guy would fall over.
The asymmetry just bugs me.
But you want to know what I don't love?
What?
I don't love the guy with the Max claws.
Max claws.
See him behind the bow and arrow, the bow?
Yeah.
See, he's got like
Bronco. Oh, right. He's got the wrist blades.
Yep. Don't love it. Not a fan. Do like Anvil, the dude in the front with he's got black
with the flat head.
Yeah.
You remembered his name.
Yeah, dude. Cool.
Yeah, they're so forgettable. Some of these characters, like bow and arrow guys.
Well, every
like the designs.
single one of them is based off a Marvel or DC character that they wanted to make extreme.
Jim, you have got to read that scammage. You have got to read that scammage letter, because that guy was like...
What's insane, though, is Eric does it, too, and it's just way more natural. You can have your Captain America, but make him a fucking cool guy like Super Patriot, or your Captain Marvel in Mighty Man. Just, you got to do something interesting with him if you're going to do shit like that.
Well, I mean...
I think the thing...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the thing with Eric is, like, his take on Captain Marvel is close to Captain Marvel and not trying to be extreme Captain Marvel.
Right, exactly.
So, like, if these guys did it, there would be cybernetics all over him or something. It's like, no, that's
give Captain Marvel big guns.
Yeah.
And what's great, well, and even Super Patriot, he has cybernetics all over him, yet there's something like still kind of like cool about him. I don't know, it's hard to articulate what the difference is between Super Patriot, why he's actually cool, and why someone like fucking
but
what's his
Super Patriot,
what's his face?
When his guns aren't out, he's clean looking.
Die Hard isn't nearly as cool as Super Patriot, even though they are both basically the same thing.
I don't mind Die Hard as much, like, because I feel like Super Patriot and Die Hard are pretty clean looking, like, good characters. The guys that drive me crazy are like the Silvestri guys that have way too much. Like, Silvestri is an awesome artist, draws great stuff, but his own characters, there's nothing like memorable about him for me.
Yeah,
well, that's because
there's just too much going on.
Velocity is kind of cool, and I know who can spot Ripclaw in a lineup, but that's about it.
Well, it's...
For me... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, being a talented artist and being a talented character designer, they're not inherently the same talent.
Right.
That's all I was going to say. Is like, so, and like Jim Lee can't design a fucking kick-ass costume to save his life, but he's a great artist.
I don't think Silvestri can either.
No?
Like, Velocity, okay, you give her the white face or the green lightning bolt, That's why she stands out, because you can pick her out. All his other characters, besides Ripclaw, like, I don't know, they're just like, they just blend in with everything. There's nothing that sticks out. There's nothing consistent.
I do kind of like Spartan. I think he's got an okay design.
Is that the Wildcats guy?
Yeah.
I think Grifter is kind of like the guy that kind of stuck.
He's right, because he's got
more.
that dumb mask, that sheet.
Mask. Fucking hate that hangy mask.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
Just loose. It's like, come on.
He's like Cobra Commander.
You just want to slip a bagel up there? Why is that mask so loose?
Just kind of like a bandana type thing.
That's tied around his eyes.
Slip a bagel up there.
Yeah, he's such a marksman, he doesn't need to see. See, that's the whole deal.
The mask is tight around his eyes but loose around his jaw. I guess he's just gripping it with his eyelids. I don't know. Never was a grifter guy, dude.
It's okay. It's okay, Raven. We forgive you.
Listen, if you're a Freak Force fan, Augie, if you're listening, I know Augie was like, "You guys, I can't." Ooh, he's like, "If I can't believe it," I just want to say that, like, I am still super in love with Freak Force. I think it's kick ass, and I can't wait to see where the rest of the series goes.
And we will. Yep.
So, as always, you can send us any comments, questions, suggestions to savagefincast@gmail.com. You can find us on our website, savagefincast.com. Wait, did I say savagefincast.com? It's savagefincast@gmail.com is our email. Mm-hmm. And savagefincast.com is our website. And, of course, you can find us on YouTube. We are also on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify.
And we'll get back to you with your interesting conversation responses when we do our next regular episode. Yep.
So thanks everyone for listening. This has been the Savage FINcast Retro.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Go fuck yourself, Raven.